Okay, children. So, coming to definitions of metals and non-metals. All definitions of 10th class textbook. Metals and non-metals, 10th cbse and ncert textbook. Metals and non-metals. Okay, so please see here, children. 4 5 definitions which are not there in textbook also I will discuss, but mainly most of them I will discuss from textbook only. First, what is a metal? If ever anyone asks you what is a metal, generally what is a metal means metals metals are electropositive. Metals are electropositive. Metals are electropositive. They give electrons to attain stability. They give electrons to attain stability. They give electrons to attain stability. Try to understand, children. No one will ask you definition, but you should know what is a metal. Metals are electropositive. Electropositive means they give electrons to attain stability. Positive, in name itself it is, they form positive ions. They form positive ions. So after giving electrons, they form positive ions. Next, what is a non-metal? If ever anyone asks you, what is a non-metal? Okay, children. If ever anyone asks you what is a non-metal, what do you will say, children? So,
Non-metals are
non-metals are
are
here.
electron.
Non-metals are electronegative. Non-metals are electronegative. Okay, and they
Take
take
electron
electrons
to attain stability.
to
Stability.
attain stability. They take electrons to attain stability. Electronegative name itself indicates after taking electrons, anyone will become negative only, no children. Okay, next, third definition, children. So coming to third definition, see here, malleability. In board exam, so many times they ask the children, what is malleability?
Capacity of metal to be beaten into sheets.
Steel
Yeah,
sheets.
capacity of metals. Okay, property of metals, property, children, not capacity. Property of metals, property of metals to be beaten into sheets. They can be beaten into sheets, children. Okay, you'll get copper plate, iron plate, etc., no, like that. Okay, next, ductility, very, very important, malleability and ductility.
Property of metals to be drawn into thin wires.
Property of metals by which they can be they can be drawn into thin wires. They can be drawn into thin wires. Property of metals by which they can be drawn into thin wires. Property of metals by which they can be drawn into thin wires. Lustrous. What is lustrous, children? Property of metals to shine.
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 Property of metals to shine. Property of metals to shine. All of metals generally they shine, no children. So next, sonorous. What is
Property
sonorous, children? Property
the property
of
of metals to make
metals
sound.
to give sound on
Striking.
vibrating or hitting or anything. Property of metals to give sound, children. Okay, when you hit it, you will get sound. Whereas non-metals, gases and liquids, what sounds you will get, children? You won't get. So next one, electropositivity. Already electropositivity in metal periodic classification. What is electropositivity? Property of metals to tendency.
Lose electron.
Yeah, tendency of metals to
Lose
lose
electron.
electrons. Tendency of metals to lose electrons. Tendency of metals to lose electrons. Electrons. Okay. Electronegativities. Okay, children. See, children, try to write some more other example whenever you write definition. Okay. Okay. Suppose electropositivity is there. You write sodium lose electron and forms Na plus ion. Something you write, children. Something you write. Okay. Example like that. If you write examples, children, it will be very, very good always. Okay. Suppose for metals, one example, sodium, magnesium. For non-metals, one example. What is one example? Sulfur, nitrogen, chlorine, like that. Some example. Okay, like example, malleability, you'll get copper plate. Just write copper plate, iron plate, silver plate. That's all. Nothing will happen, children, because that is not wrong. No, children, you're not doing anything wrong. Like that. Something right always. Next, tendency of non-metals to gain electrons. Electronegativity is tendency of non-metals to gain electrons. When chlorine is there, when chlorine takes electron, it forms what, children? Chloride ion. Okay, electronegativity. What is electronegativity, children? Tendency to take electrons. Tendency to take electrons is called electronegativity. Next, amphoteric oxide. Never they will mix this in board exam, children.
Metal oxides which can react with both acids and bases.
Very good. Metal oxides. Amphoteric oxides are metal oxide. Metal, okay, children, metal oxides. Metal oxides. Metal oxides means bases, no, children. Bases should react with only with the acid. But these metal oxides, which react with both acids and bases. Acids and bases. Okay. Compulsory example. What are the examples of amphoteric oxides, children?
Zinc oxide and aluminium oxide.
And for me, I want reaction also. Compulsory 100% guarantee reaction also. I want two reactions. Al2O3 with HCl I want, Al2O3 with NaOH I want.
Yeah.
Compulsory. Without reaction, forget about the marks. I will not give marks in dreams also, children. Okay, amphoteric oxide reaction compulsory, children. Okay, next amphoteric oxide is over. Next, aqua regia. What is aqua regia?
Highly corrosive liquid.
Yeah. When three parts of HCl and one part of nitric acid, okay, mixture. It is a mixture which form highly corrosive fuming liquid. Highly corrosive fuming liquid. Highly corrosive fuming liquid. Okay. When three parts of HCl and one part of nitric acid are mixed, this mixed. Okay, children. This mixture which forms highly corrosive fuming liquid. Okay, just write down below that it is used in dissolving
Gold and platinum.
gold and platinum. It is used in dissolving gold and platinum. Down of that you write. It is used in dissolving gold and platinum. It is used in dissolving gold. It is also called as royal water, children. Aqua regia is also called as royal water. Aqua regia is also called as royal water, children. Okay. Aqua regia is also called royal water. Don't forget, children, please. Next, 1 second. Aqua regia is over. Yeah. Next, so children, these are first 10 definitions. I'm erasing that, children. Hope you people are copying. If you didn't copy, a description it will be there, but I think definitions, headings I am putting, but for getting this answers also it will take some time. So better you copy, children. If you are not able to copy, at least take the snap. Shall I erase this, children? Total really 30 are there, children. Metals and non-metals definitions. Shall I erase this, children?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, children, learn them. It is indirectly, we are dealing with the summary of the lesson indirectly. 11th one, calcination. I hope you don't know what is calcination for this year because it is deleted for you. What is calcination means, children?
Heating substances in absence of oxygen.
Very good. Heating ore in absence of air. Heating of ore in absence of air is called calcination. Heating of ore in absence of air. Okay. So compulsory example, ZnCO3. If you heat, children, in absence of air, you get ZnO plus CO2. Okay. This calcination is done for what type of ores? It is done for carbonate ores. Compulsory in exam, you should write this. But since it is not there for you, I think you may not get. But if you get accidentally, you pre-prepared, children, calcination is heating ore in absence of air. In absence of air. Okay. Next, roasting. For only this year it is not there, children. All years it is there. Only for this year it is not there. Okay. Heating ore in presence of air is called roasting. Okay, this heating ore in presence of, suppose ZnS is there, children. If you heat in presence of air, what you will get? ZnO plus SO2 gas. Okay, and this is done famously. Roasting is done for sulfide ores. Compulsory, you should write in exam this example and this one, children. Since it is not there, no problem. But once you go through, children, if it is there or not, no problem. We have got enough time. Once you go through, children, enrichment. Anyone of you know what is enrichment, children? Anyone of you know what is enrichment? or concentration. Enrichment or concentration of ore. Enrichment or concentration of ore means removal of impurities. Removal of impurities from ore, children. Removal of impurities from ore, children. Enrichment or concentration means removal of impurities from ore. Once you go through, children, nothing will happen. Okay, so removal of impurities from the ore, children. Removal of impurities from the ore. Next, okay. So next, anyway, these impurities are there, no, children. The impurities are called, children,
Gang.
Gang. These impurities which you are getting in ore is called gang. Impurities present in the ore. Impurities present in ore is called gang. Impurities present in ore is called gang. Impurities present in ore. The impurities which are present in the ore, children, that they are called as gang, children. Okay. Next. Children, please, whenever I'm saying that time only, you better learn, children, and write down so that after the class you can revise something else, children. Okay. Next, gang is over. Flux, slag, flux. Okay, slag. What is flux? Slag means substance added to ore to remove impurities. Sometimes impurities won't come normally, children. You have to add some substances. That substance which you add to the ore is called flux, and impurities obtained by addition of flux. If you add some flux, some impurities will come out. Now, children, that is slag. Impurities obtained by addition of flux. Okay, whatever impurities you are getting by addition of flux is called slag, children. Flux we also studied in magnetism lesson. Do you remember, children, what is flux? Number of magnetic lines of force
Per
present
unit
in a
area.
per unit area. Very good. Number of lines of force per unit area is called flux, children. Next, thermite reaction. One second. Thermite reaction. What is thermite reaction, children? See here, when iron oxide is made to react with, this is important, children. Every year they are asking. This is there in your portion. When iron oxide is made to react with aluminium powder, when iron oxide is made to react with aluminium powder, okay, mol reaction is, this reaction is highly exothermic, children. Reaction is highly exothermic. Reaction is highly exothermic, very exothermic. Molten iron is molten iron is liberated. Molten iron is liberated. That much iron only we are melting means, understand, children. Iron is coming in molten form means that much highly exothermic reaction, children. So this wherever because of this exothermic reaction, molten iron, wherever you want molten iron, you conduct that reaction, children. Take iron oxide, put aluminium powder. Iron will come in molten form, children. Wherever you want molten iron, you can use this reaction, children. It is generally used in fixing, attaching railway tracks. Attaching, whenever any cracks are there in railway tracks, you can't take entire railway track somewhere, no, children. So there only they perform this reaction and they put that molten iron in the cracked region. Okay, so thermite reaction is used to join railway tracks. Thermite reaction is used to join cracked railway tracks. Okay, children, next. Alloy. What is an alloy, children? Anyone? What is an alloy, children?
Mixture of metals.
Homogeneous. Children, what is an alloy? Homogeneous mixture of metal to homogeneous mixture
Metals.
of two or more metals. A homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or non-metal.
Non-metals.
Okay, homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or non-metal. Homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or non-metal. One example will be, children. Iron plus carbon, steel. Iron plus carbon, steel. Iron is a metal, carbon is a non-metal. Okay. Copper plus zinc. Okay. What is copper plus zinc?
Brass.
Brass. Copper plus tin. Bronze.
Bronze.
Copper plus tin, bronze. You should remember, children. All the combinations which are there in the textbook, you should remember. Very, very important. Next. So alloy, homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or non-metal. Homogeneous mixture of two or more metals, non-metal. Homogeneous mixture of two. Amalgam. What is amalgam, anyone?
Mixture of metal with mercury.
Very good. Any alloy of mercury. Any alloy of mercury is called amalgam. Any alloy of mercury is called amalgam. Any alloy of mercury is called amalgam, children. Amalgam. If mercury is there in the alloy, that is called amalgam. That alloy is called amalgam. Okay, children? So, children, please copy out, children. Some more are going to come. Please, if you copy, then I will remove this, children. If you are not able to copy, at least take the snap, children. Okay, so any alloy of mercury is called amalgam. Alloy is homogeneous mixture. You have to write this homogeneous mixture. Mixture of two or more metals or non-metal is called alloy. Am I erasing this, children?
So 1 minute. Okay, sir.
Okay, children, next amalgam is over. How many over? 19, no, children? 20. Next 20. Ionic bond. What is ionic bond, children? Bond formed by
Gaining or losing electrons.
transfer of electrons. Bond formed by transfer of electrons. Bond formed by transfer of electrons. Okay. So example, sodium gives one electron. Okay. Chlorine takes one electron and forms sodium chloride and forms sodium chloride. And bond formed by transfer of electrons. Okay. Next, covalent bond. What is covalent bond, children? Bond formed by
Sharing of
Sharing of electrons.
bond formed by bond formed by sharing of electrons. Bond formed by sharing of electrons. Bond formed by sharing of electrons. Okay, hydrogen is there, one electron. Hydrogen is there, one electron. No one can give, no one can take. In that procedure, they will share. This will share like this will share like this, and will form single bond, and you will get a hydrogen molecule. Two hydrogen atoms combine to form hydrogen molecule. Two hydrogen atoms combine to form hydrogen molecule. Polar covalent bond. What is polar covalent bond, children? Polar covalent bond means what, children? Anyone? Polar covalent bond. Yes, children? Polar covalent bond is there, and we also have non-polar covalent bond. Anyone?
Sir, it can change the charge.
Okay, so children, polar covalent bond means covalent bond formed between two different atoms. Okay, children. If same atom is there, non-polar. I will tell, children. I will tell. Don't worry. Very, very important. Try to understand. If you understand, it will be useful for your future, children, and you will get a lot of understanding, children. Okay. Non-polar covalent bond means covalent bond formed between same atoms. Covalent bond formed between same atoms, like I told, hydrogen, or oxygen bond two electrons, they will share like this, and therefore this is two same atoms, that is non-polar. Two same means non-polar, but two different. Suppose,
CO2.
okay, very good, CO2, okay, very good, CO2, or water will be oxygen bond two electrons, hydrogen bond one electron, hydrogen bond one electron, they share like this, they share like this, they share like this is water. Why water is called polar? Why water is called polar?
These two different atoms.
Two different atoms are there. Because of two different atoms, oxygen will get little negative charge, hydrogen will get little positive charge. Why, sir, you may ask? Because oxygen is more electronegative. When it is more electronegative, it will try to pull the shared electrons towards it. Again, I am saying, because oxygen is more electronegative, the shared electrons belongs to both of them now. But since it is more electronegative, it will pull a little bit towards it. That's why it will get slight negative charge, and this will get slight positive. Actually, covalent bonds don't have charges. We will study, but they get slight negative and positive charge because of pulling electron. Oxide being more electronegative pulls the electrons towards it. That creates a type of charge. That's why it is called polarity. In electricity, charges. In magnetism, North Pole and South Pole. Okay, children. That is polar and non-polar. Next
So
you
for
can.
same atoms when it is formed, no charge.
No charge.
Like
Both of them
light.
same. No, no, no. No one will give. No one will
So
take.
slight charges also will not be.
No, it's like how you will get. Both
Yes.
are equal.
Yes.
Both are equal. So next one, children, 24. Hmm. Galvanization. What is galvanization?
Coating of zinc.
So
Coating
coating a
Ah,
metal with
zinc.
zinc.
coating of zinc on metal to prevent corrosion. Coating of zinc to prevent corrosion. Coating of zinc on metal to prevent corrosion. Coating of metal zinc on metals to prevent corrosion is called galvanization. Metallurgy. What is metallurgy? Anyone? Steps involved in extraction of metals. Steps involved in extraction of metals is called metallurgy. Four steps are there: concentration, oxidation, extraction, refining. Concentration means enrichment. Oxidation, extraction, refining. Concentration or enrichment, oxidation, extraction, refining. Since it is not there, I am not discussing much about that, children. So metallurgy is steps involved in extraction of metals. Steps involved in extraction of metals. Ore. What is the definition of ore? First, we will discuss mineral. Then you will understand ore. What is mineral? Any substance. Today you have
A
exam.
substance.
Present in
Any
available on
substance
Earth's surface.
which is extracted from
Earth.
Earth's
Earth's
crust.
crust, which is extracted from Earth's crust. You dig earth and take out anything. Anything you dig out and take out, that is called mineral. Okay, children, anything you dig earth and take out, that is called mineral. But what is ore? Mineral from which mineral from which metals can be extracted. Metals can be extracted profitably. Minerals from which metals can be extracted profitably is called ore. One example. Anyone ore you can give example? Al2O3. Name of this ore?
Bauxite.
Bauxite. HGS. Jelena. PBS, Cinnabar, Fe2O3,
Hematite.
hematite. So many are there. CaCO3, ZnCO3, calamine. Like that, so many ores are there, children. So leave it. What is ore? Mineral from which metal can be extracted profitably. What is ore? Mineral from which metal can be extracted profitably. It is there in your social lesson also. Mineral from which metal can be extracted profitably is called ore. Mineral also ore, children. Next, anode mud. What is anode mud? Anyone? What is anode mud, children? What is anode mud? Impurities. Impurities left at anode. Impurities left at anode during electrolytic refining of metal. Electrolytic refining of metal. Whenever you refine, last step is there, no? This last step is there, no? During refining, some impurities will be left at anode. The impurities left at anode during electrolytic refining is called anode bud. Impurities left at anode during electrolytic refining of metal is called anode bud. Is called anode bud. Because at anode you will get impurities. That's why it is called anode mud. Okay. Next. Anodizing. What is anodizing? What is anodizing, children?
Applying aluminium.
What is anodizing?
It's the
Artificial.
creation of oxide layer.
Layer.
Artificial coating of
Al-
oxide layer on metals. Artificial creation of oxide layer on metals to prevent
Corrosion.
Corrosion, to prevent corrosion. Normally, children, aluminium is there, no? Aluminium itself will form aluminium oxide layer, children. That's why aluminium will never corrode. Aluminium has got the property by its own. Aluminium will form aluminium oxide layer, which prevents corrosion. Aluminium will form aluminium oxide layer, which prevents corrosion. Aluminium will form aluminium oxide layer, which prevents corrosion. Because aluminum is forming naturally, for other metals, we will create artificially. This artificial creation of oxide layer on the metals to prevent corrosion is called anodizing. Artificial coating of oxide layer on metals is called corrosion. Sorry. To prevent corrosion, artificial coating of oxide layer on metals to prevent corrosion is called anodizing. What is it called, children? Is called anodizing. Artificial creation of oxide layer, artificial creation of oxide layer, artificial creation of oxide layer to prevent corrosion on metals is called anodizing. It is all there in your textbook, children. Okay, next, please copy down, children. Please copy down. Last 4 definitions are there. Yes, children. Shall I erase it?
Yes, sir.
Keep copying, children, and just revise 2 3 times again and again. You will remember it forever, children. Very, very important. Knowledge is very important, children. All this will be useful for your future also. Anodizing is over. Children, we discussed metal, we discussed all metal, but we didn't discuss metalloid. What is metalloid? Anyone? What is metalloid?
An element with both metallic and non-metallic properties.
Yeah. So, children, so the metal, the elements which show properties of elements which show properties of
Both metals and non-metals.
both metals and non-metals, both metals and non-metals is are called metalloids, are called metalloids. Please give example, children. Anyone? Any example? Silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Okay, children. So, royal water, I told you, no, children. Royal water metalloid is over. Polar, non-polar, polar, non-polar, everything I told you. Metalloid. Royal water means aqua regia. Already I told you, no, children. 1 second. There is one definition left, children. Let me see. Children, one last strategic metals. What are strategic metals, children? What are strategic metals? This is not in textbook, but in some of the model papers they ask the children. That's what I'm saying. So, children, they are the metals of vital importance to the national defense, energy, and industry sectors, and are used as jet fuels in space research and atomic plants. Okay, children. So, these are strategic metals are metals of vital importance. Metals of vital importance to national metals of vital importance of for national defense, energy, and industry sector. Industry sector. Okay, which are very, very important, children. Metals, vital importance to national defense, energy, and industry sector. Example. Okay, manganese. Okay, manganese, titanium. Okay, zirconium. These are the metals which are very, very important in making like warfare tanks, jet planes, and ammunition, and also in industries heavy instruments to make these all are used here. They are called metals of vital importance for national defense, energy, and industry sector. They are called strategic metals. So many definitions I have told, children. This is metals and non-metals, children. That's all. Anyone have any doubts? Any more definitions can we add, children? If ever it is added, I will put in the description, children. If ever in the future I'm adding any more definitions in the description, I will keep on adding definitions, children. If I am not discussing in that video also, it will be there in the description. I will keep on adding if ever anything we see in the textbook which is of very, very important. Anything is there, children, like that? Okay, just it is not important. We will discuss what is cation, children. What is cation? What is anion? Okay. What is cathode? Okay. what is anode? Just we will discuss, children, so that we will have a small discussion on this cation. What is cation, children?
Yes, matter.
Positively charged ion. Positively charged ion. They are called metal ion, cations. Positively charged ions. What is anion, children? Negatively
Negatively
charged
charged
ions.
ion.
Don't write in short forms like this in exam, children. Negatively charged ions. Okay, negatively charged ions are called anions. What is cathode, children?
Substances attracts
Negative
cation.
terminal of the battery.
Yeah.
Terminal connected to terminal connected to uh, okay
Negative
this
terminal.
what see, children, electrode, cathode means electrode connected to negative terminal of the battery. Electrode connected to negative terminal of the battery. Negative terminal of battery. Okay, children, suppose this is two electrodes. One which I am connecting to positive is called anode. One which is connecting to negative is called cathode. This is cathode, children. Okay, and one which I am connecting to positive terminal is this thing. This thing is called cathode. This thing is called cathode, and this thing I am connecting to positive terminal is called anode. Okay, so electron connected to positive terminal of battery is called anode. Any more definitions we can add, children? So these are cathodes and anodes, children. We should remember them. So very important, children. So I told cation. I told okay. Uh, anion I told. Please keep writing, children. Don't waste time. Cathode I told, and anode I told, children. Okay, children. Anyone have any doubts, children?